or appointed. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, at this time I would like to nominate David Budrias for one of the two vacant seats.
Okay, we have a motion to appoint David Budrias. Do I have a second from any of the other council members?
This is Levi. I'll second.
Okay, we have a second. Any more discussion on the matter? David, you're here with us. Do you have anything to say before we vote?
Actually, Nathan, he just went down over a hill, and I don't know if he get reception to come back to you.
Okay, we do have well, that's too bad. I guess we can go ahead and go to vote, and if he gets reception on his phone again, then we'll definitely allow him to speak if he wishes.
Okay.
Okay, any other discussion on the motion by Peter? Okay. All in favor of appointing David Budrias as council position, signify by saying aye.
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 Yep. Aye.
Okay, all opposed, same sign. Okay, that is the first one then, 3-0. Well, if David can hear us, congratulations to David.
If we can too, we can swear him in now.
Yeah, we'd like to swear him in, but if we don't have him on the phone, boy, because we're going to have him, he's going to be allowed to vote for the second appointment as well. Is he anywhere that you can, is he in the tractor, Denisa?
He's in the sprayer. Give me a couple of minutes, and I will get him back up on top of the hill so he can call you. Okay?
Okay, that's great. We'll move on to another agenda item and then come back to the second one.
Point of order,
thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
I'm receptive to the notion that the newly elected council member should vote or should have the authority to vote going forward, but does he not have to be sworn in before he can vote legally? Does anybody know the procedure on that?
Yes, that is correct. He would need to be, at least everything that I understand, he would need to be sworn in before he is allowed to vote on that second position.
Can a council member be sworn in over the telephone?
As far as I know, with the COVID stuff that we have, where we can't meet in public, or we're not supposed to be meeting.
Okay, so the answer is
Nathan?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Jay Gossett.
Okay, go ahead, Jay.
Well, I just had a question. I thought the motion that Peter brought up was to add David to the name. The two names are already listed, and they went from being add his name to the list to voting him onto the city council member. It kind of went like two steps there. I don't know. I thought it was just to get his name added to the list.
Is that correct, Peter? Were you trying to just add his name to the list, or was the motion to appoint him to the council?
I've forgotten the terminology I used, but my intention was to appoint him to the council.
That's what he said.
Okay, and that was what we had voted on then.
Yes.
Does that answer your question, Jay?
Sure.
Okay. Well, we'll give him a couple minutes to see if we can get David on the line and go from there. To the rest of the council, do we have any other additions to the agenda that Janice should have sent out a copy a revised copy. I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before. But any additions? Okay, it doesn't sound like it. Let's go ahead and move on to the approval of the March 11th council minutes. Is there any questions, comments, concerns? You guys should have a copy of those minutes.
Yes. I read the minutes, and I would move that the minutes be accepted.
David Budrius.
Okay. Hi, David. To give us a minute, we're going to approve the minutes from the last meeting, then we'll get to your part.
Okay.
Okay, Peter, you made a motion to accept the minutes as read.
Correct.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, seconded by Levi Shank. All in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, all opposed? Alright. Motion passes 3-0. Thank you, guys. I guess I forgot the discussion. Is there any other discussion?
There's a lot of background noise. I don't know if you can mute somebody or... I'm having a lot of problems hearing.
Okay. Yeah, give me a minute and I'll try to mute everybody except for the council members until we get to David.
Muted. Unmuted.
God. Is that better, Justin?
Sure.
I gotta find Levi's number. Got one more person and then, yeah, that sounds better to me, so hopefully this sounds better. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the bills here. You guys should have, so there was two different copies sent out.
Nathan, do we need to approve the April 2nd minutes?
Yes. Yep, we do. Correct. Do you guys have any questions or concerns with the April 2nd minutes?
I have a correction to make. This is Peter speaking. Under adjourn, it appears as the minutes are written that the motion to adjourn was made by two individuals, by the Mayor Pro Tem and by Councilmember Schenk. I believe that is probably an error. Am I correct? And I don't have them in front of me, but I read them this afternoon, and that was my recollection.
Okay, I will jot that down. I don't remember for sure, Peter. We will check that, and, well...
I seem to recall...
So two things on that. Peter, also, it says it passed 4-0, so Nathan, you would have... I don't know, technically, if you were appointed the mayor at that point. Obviously, you weren't sworn in, but I think... So maybe if that's correct, Peter, that might be correct since he wasn't sworn in. He made the motion as a council member, and that's why it passed 4-0.
Yes, I was a little confused on that point. It's not an important point. It doesn't affect the business of the city, but I thought it would be nice to clean up that oversight.
Right, correct.
Whether, irrespective of whether Nathan was pro tem or mayor at that point, there two motions on top of one another, according to the minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I agree. I see what I understand, Peter. Yep, you are correct. So we'll get that corrected and make that one motion. Yeah, we'll have to reword that, but I do understand what you're saying now.
Okay. Predicated on that, on that correction, I will move that the minutes for the special meeting of April 2nd be accepted as amended.
This is Justin. I'll second it.
Okay, moved by Peter and seconded by Justin. All in favor of approving the April 2nd minutes?
Discussion?
Yes. Yep.
Any discussion, please?
No, you're correct. I don't have any unless somebody else does. Okay, hearing no discussion. All in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, thank you, council. It passes 3-0. And let's go ahead and jump back. Sorry, we're kind of jumping around here, but let's go ahead and jump back to the council appointments here for a minute. What is...
Swearing in of David.
Yeah, I gotta find David's number though to unmute him. David, can you hear me?
Sure can.
Okay, would you mind giving me your phone number so that I can unmute you for a minute? Is that a problem?
No problem. My phone number is 509-993-0663.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Nathan, I can hear him too. I can hear David, so you know that.
Here, David.
Yeah, I have to unmute them one by one, so if there's no background noise and I can leave everybody unmuted, that's not a problem. But if we go back to where if it gets too noisy for some reason, then I have to unmute each of you individually, and it just gives me a phone number, so I just have to know what that number is to unmute it, but it's fairly quiet right now, so we can probably move forward like it is. Okay, David, I don't know how much of the call you were still on when we were going through it or what you heard, but there was a passing vote to appoint you onto the city council, and so what we wanted to do at this point was actually go ahead and swear you in, so that way you can, if you choose to, you can vote going into the for the second council spot.
Okay.
So I'll have Janice read you the oath here and just repeat after her.
Okay.
Can you hear me, David?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I, David Budrius,
I, David Budrius,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
and laws of the State of Washington
and the laws of the State of Washington
and all local ordinances,
and all local ordinances,
and that I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
perform and discharge
the
duties of the office of council member
duties in the office of council member
according to the law
according to the law
and the best of my ability.
and the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, David. Alright, so David, going forward, we're going to fill that second vacant spot. As I understand, you are able to vote. If you don't feel comfortable doing so, you do not have to, but as far as I understand, you are able to vote on that second person, so we will go ahead and move on to that second appointment. If there's any discussion from the council on that, go ahead at this time.
Move that Stephen Hardy be nominated to the council position.
Okay, we have a motion to appoint Stephen Hardy by Peter. Do we have a second?
This is Justin. I'll second that.
Okay, moved by Peter and seconded by Justin. Any further discussion on appointing Stephen Hardy to the city council?
I have a comment.
Okay, go ahead, Peter.
Very strong. Hear me?
Go ahead, Peter.
We have a very strong candidate nominated Stephen Hardy just because of his depth of experience in political affairs. I know him well, and I think he would be a very valuable asset in the council. That's the reason I nominated him.
Okay, thank you for that. Any other discussion from council members on this topic?
No.
No more for me.
Okay, hearing no more discussion on the matter, all in favor of appointing Stephen Hardy to the city council, signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Any abstentions?
I think there were 2 votes on top of one another, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah, I missed one. I only heard 2 ayes. Justin, you voted aye, and Peter as well. Levi?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you voted yes?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear yours. David, did you wish to vote on this?
I vote yes.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. A little hard to hear. Sounds like we have a 4-0-0 on, so passing vote for Stephen Hardy for city council position. All right, thank you guys.
Stephen is on the phone too, Nathan.
Okay. Stephen, can you hear me?
I can. I do apologize for being late. It had slipped by me that we were also on a conference call for this meeting, so my apologies for that.
Nope, no problem. I had tried to see if I could hear you earlier and I didn't. We'll go ahead and do the same thing we did with David over the phone and go ahead and get you sworn in as well.
Sounds good.
Stephen, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Just repeat after me. I, Stephen Hardy,
I, Stephen Hardy,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
and laws of the State of Washington
and laws of the State of Washington
and all local ordinances,
and all local ordinances,
and that I will faithfully
and
impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office of council member according to the law and the best of my ability. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, congratulations to both you guys. Look forward to working with you. Hopefully the next meeting we can do this face to face.
Right. That'd be good.
Okay, moving on here. We did both the minutes. The approval of bills. You guys should have gotten a copy, actually 2 copies, so the later one is the correct one. Does anyone have any questions or discussion on the bills?
This is Justin. I have a question.
Okay, good.
It looks like there's some. We have 2 claims, I guess, to the Advocates Law Group. Looks like one's for $124, and then one is for $904. That's pretty high. I think that's pretty high. So I'm trying to read the notes here too, but can you guys explain, or do you know more about that?
Yeah, so this is legal advice. Is that the one you're reading there on the first page?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is our bill from our attorney, our city attorney, Joshua Grant, out of Wilbur, and that amount, both of those amounts actually are from correspondence with him regarding some of the stuff that we've dealt with at the city. Just checking in to make sure that we're doing things correctly and going by the book on things, and some on how to proceed correctly. So he that's just his bill for his hourly, not his hourly rate, but that is the total amount for the time that we've spent using him as our attorney.
Did that have to do with some of the stuff like the minutes and the lawsuits or whatever was going around out there?
Yeah, so there was some of the minutes, the oath for when we swore in as council members before, and then some of the talk about lawsuits that had went around. We just wanted to touch bases with him to make sure that we were covered and doing everything possible to make sure things were done correctly. So it adds up quick. He's about $160 an hour or something close to that. So it does add up quick.
And I have the breakdown.
Yep. And Janice does have the breakdown too, if you guys want to see that at some point of kind of how it was charged out from him.
This is a technical question, but is this we'll as council members, we'll need to come in and sign the document at City Hall for like tomorrow, I guess, for the bills?
Yes, that would be correct. Yep. Janice will have the pages here and then our place to sign on them. So when you guys get a chance, go ahead and stop by and get them signed. Any other questions from anyone on the bills?
One more, Nathan. Sorry, this is Justin. So previous council, anything like with maintenance stuff, it was over, I think, $200. We were having Scott check in with the mayor. Is that still happening now? Or has that changed at all? Or have you talked to him on anything that before we spend those dollars, if they're over $200?
So there's kind of 2 questions there. The first one is, has anything changed? No, I haven't changed anything. I think that amount is appropriate. And as far as I know at this point, it is still going that way. Anything over 200 has to be approved. And in my opinion, I would keep that going the same way. So I'll make sure to talk to Scott and make sure that that's still in place.
Thank you.
Yep, you bet.
Nathan, can you hear me?
Yep.
I took back 6 of those lights, and so we got a $300 reimbursement on North 40.
Okay, good. So since you're on air, Scott, we'll go ahead and I'd just say that keep that going there that Justin mentioned about the approval of anything over 200, and I think that's a pretty good amount. We'll just move forward, keeping that the same.
That's the plan.
Okay. Peter, do you have any questions on the bills?
No, I don't.
Okay. Levi, how about you?
No, I'm good.
Alrighty. So, if there's no more questions there, I would ask the question for a motion.
This is Levi, so moved.
Got a motion from Levi to accept the bills. Do I have a second?
Second, Peter.
Seconded by Peter. All in favor of approving the bills, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Okay. Peter, did you vote? I didn't hear you.
I did. I voted aye.
Okay. So that's 3 yeses. Any noes? How about any abstentions?
I would abstain since I don't have the bills to be looking at at this time.
Okay. Thank you, Stephen. David, can you still hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Would you like to vote on the bills?
I'll abstain just like Stephen. I haven't looked at them.
Okay, thank you. Motion passes 3-0-2. Thank you, guys. Okay, so the next thing on the agenda I have here is the approval of the January bills. We had a little mix-up with the vote on the January bills with the oath and with Levi and the oath, so we need to revisit that here just to make sure everything's done correctly. Obviously, those bills, you would have got those in your January packet, but we just need to go ahead and vote again just to make sure that we have everybody that was on the council at that time. Yep. So, can I have a motion to approve the January bills again from the council?
This is Justin. I'll make the motion.
Peter will second.
Okay. All in favor of approval of the January bills signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Any abstentions?
I abstain. David is abstains.
Okay, thank you guys. Passes 3-0-2 as well. Okay, at our last regular scheduled meeting, I had spoke about the consultant agreement with TD&H and the West Adams Street project. I have to apologize there just for the fact that I asked the council whether they would like to go forward with that agreement that was proposed by TD&H or put that out for a request for qualifications to have another consultant come in and propose what they would do. I think Peter may have been the person, or Levi, I don't remember for sure, that had asked about usually going with the consultant that we had do the legwork, and that's kind of how things had gone. I met with Steve shortly after that, in person. He came down and we touched up on some other things. And he informed me that the council was correct. We had already chosen that firm to complete these processes, and once it gets to this point where money is involved, on an agreement that you actually cannot go out and solicit other offers when there's money involved. So it's already made it to that point. They've done the legwork and proposed. We just had to sign it. So I just want to give you guys a quick update that I have signed that and moved forward with TD&H for the consultant work for the West Adams Street project. I believe I sent out a copy, or Janice did. If you guys do not have a copy, you're welcome to get a hold of Janice or myself and we'll get you a copy. But that was just a quick update, so my apologies there for a little bit of mix up on leading, especially you, Peter. I kind of led you astray on having a choice to go a different route with that.
I think it was Levi who probably raised that issue, wasn't it? I don't recall that I raised the issue.
Yeah, and I don't remember either, to be honest with you. I'd have to go back through the minutes again, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick update and let you know that we have signed that and are moving forward with that project.
Sounds good.
There's another, we have a HHPC reimbursement for book. That is also something that went through when we had to mix up with the oath and stuff with Levi. So at this time, I just wanted to go back through and just go ahead and get a official new vote on that to make sure that the council will approve that. So that is a book that the Preservation Commission bought for material for a historic district. So that I just need a motion from you guys to approve the reimbursement for the book.
This is Levi, so moved.
For seconds.
Okay, we have a motion by Levi and seconded by Peter. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Okay. Was that, there's 4 ayes?
5.
5, okay.
5.
Alrighty, thank you guys. All opposed, same sign. Any abstentions? Okay, thank you, council. That passes 5-0. Sorry guys, I'm having a little hard time hearing on here. Okay. Moving forward, the Johnson family towing agreement. I believe we brought that up in January and then tabled it in February again. Has everybody had a chance to review that document?
Peter,
This is Levi.
Yes.
Okay. So I think moving forward with that to get that signed and agreed upon, I'd ask the question for a motion to approve the agreement with the Johnson family towing.
This is Levi, so moved.
This is Justin. Peter, go ahead.
Motion's on the table by Levi. Do we have a second?
Seconded by Peter.
Okay. Seconded by Peter. All in favor of...
With discussion.
Yep. Sorry. I always forget that. Is there any more discussion on that, guys?
Yeah, Peter, I have a question. For the benefit of the new council members, principally, I want to be sure that this doesn't have any effect on renewal of our contract with Johnson Family Towing. The new members may not be familiar with this issue.
Are you talking about as far as the lease with the building?
Yes. When does the lease of the building contract go up for renewal?
May of 2021.
2-year contract.
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that point and secondarily apprise the new members of this issue.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, this agreement here is just a
I have a point.
Okay, go ahead, Justin.
The same thing for both the new members. This is an agreement that we want to put in place, or we talked about putting in place for them to haul off any vehicles that are in the public right of way. We just have to have an agreement with them to do that. So there's no cost to the city, and again, it's for public road right of way. We can't have them go tow something off of a private property.
Yeah, thank you.
Clarification, Justin.
Go ahead, Stephen.
I was just thanking Justin for that added information.
Okay. Is there any other discussion on the Johnson family towing agreement?
Call the question.
Bet. I believe we have a motion already and seconded. All in favor of approving the Johnson family towing agreement signify by saying aye.
This is Levi. Aye.
Peter, aye.
Justin, aye.
David. Aye. Stephen. Aye.
Okay. All opposed, same sign. No abstentions. Thank you guys. Passes 5-0. Okay. Next up we have on the agenda is car show street closure. So just kind of a background of what I know at this point. For Cruise Harrington, the chamber has publicly made it that they are canceling their portion of that day, and just decided with all the stuff going on with the COVID-19 that it'd be best practice, just partly for advertisement and money wise, and then as well as the safety obviously of the people attending, just to go ahead and cancel it. But I believe that there also has been talk of still having a car show, but later in July. And so we've been approached for still having a street closure during that time if we're allowed. Yeah, July 25th, if we're allowed to have groups of people meeting by then, which we obviously don't know that yet, but so we will just keep you guys updated and see where we're at here going forward with that. But that was just kind of an FYI to let you guys know what was going on there.
Okay.
You guys have any other questions on the street closure?
This is Peter. I have a question. If I understood you correctly, you're proposing the street closure on the new date or on the original date?
Yes, this would be on the new date, July 25th. The street closure has been proposed to the city by Jill to have the car show that day.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anyone else have any questions for that?
I just have one there, Nathan.
Okay, go
David.
ahead. Yep, go ahead, David.
Street closure, for clarification, that's 3rd Street. Is that
Yeah.
the only street that we're talking about?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay.
So we're gonna kind of see how it goes with whether people can meet at that time. It's late enough that everything might be cleared up and be okay, but we're just not sure at this point. I wanted to let you know two things. One, about the chamber kind of canceling the rest of the part of that day, their vendors and other things that are involved, but that if the car show happens later on that July 25th date, that we'd possibly be closing the street that day.
Okay. Are we going to be voting on that here in this call?
No, we're gonna wait till the next meeting at least, and I don't know if everything's in line to be able to do that, to have people meet in the car show. Then I don't know. Is that something that we should vote on, Justin, or is that just kind of an FYI, regardless when that time comes?
I think the city, I don't know if we voted on it before. It's more maybe an FYI to get that, because the city has to send it in. The city's usually the one that sends it in. So
Right. Yeah, that's sent off to DOT.
yeah, we can look in the minutes. I would say from last year. And I think to David's question, no, I don't know if there's actually 3rd Street that gets closed off for the car show. That's typically for the fall festival. I think it's Main Street between the post office and 3rd Street is what's been closed off before, or Main Street from the east side of 3rd back where the vendors are. So I don't think the 3rd Street has typically been closed. It's been Main Street on both sides of 3rd.
Yeah, I think you're correct. I think this year was a little bit different. I think they were actually wanting to close 3rd Street itself. That's originally when we got the proposal for that street closure before the COVID-19 stuff came about. It was definitely for 3rd Street as well. And then this would be the same one for that later date. So it does include 3rd Street itself.
That's fine. I think like you said, though, I think it's probably best for us to wait, because I don't know if there's any opposition at this point anyway, but we don't even know if public, these things are going to be allowed in July yet. So I think just waiting until in May or June. Right now, I think the stay-home order is slated through May 4th, which is right ahead of our next scheduled council meeting. So I think we'll know more information then.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. It does take a little while to put the street closure through in the process, so hopefully things subside and we can move forward with things and then still have enough time to put that street closure in. But I know this meeting, it was definitely just an FYI, so we'll address that again at the next council meeting and see where we're at. Okay, does the council have any other questions or comments at this point? Anything we covered tonight? No? Okay, at this time, last thing I have on there before we adjourn is public comments. I believe everybody that's on the call should be unmuted. So if anyone has questions or comments, go ahead. Okay, it doesn't sound like we have any at this point. So if the council's good with what we've done, then I would call the question that Levi so frequently likes to be the first to go.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to adjourn the meeting by Levi.
Peter seconds.
Okay, and a second by Peter. Any more discussion on that? Everyone good?
Good.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Levi, aye.
Aye.
Aye. David's aye.
Okay, Steven, I didn't hear you. Did you vote?
Yes.
Okay, alrighty, sorry. All opposed, same sign? Alrighty. That's 5-0, and adjourn the meeting at 7:53. So thank you guys for bearing with me doing this over the phone. I'm not a fan of it, but hopefully next month we'll be able to meet in person. Alrighty, thanks guys.
Nathan.
Yeah,
Thanks, Nathan.
yep.
Thank you.